Welcome back, everybody. Today we'll be discussing whether you should sell or hold the Kobe Protro X-Ray. The Kobe Protro X-Ray releases tomorrow, October 17th for $190 on Nike sneakers and select retailers. Remember, you can get free sneaker alerts to help you cop these and more in the free Discord linked in the description below. And if you want to resell more than sneakers, check out the full endurance group on that same link too. Anyway, in order to determine if the Kobe Protro X-Ray will be a fruitful hold, we will cover an estimated range of what the sneaker will settle at after the drop, and also when shipments come in, essentially all pairs going into circulation, whether they're expected to increase post-drop or even continue to decrease, along with how much specifically over specific periods of time, and finally, what type of margin we're looking at these in terms of holding, not the retail to resale initial margin, but rather the hold margin over X period of time. Basically, even if they do go up, are they going to be worth your time or not? Kicking it off, let's discuss the estimated range that these should be settling at. Stock on these is pretty high, like most Kobe's we've seen lately, with over 140,000 total and under 30,000 dropping on Sneakers US alone. But it's worth noting that this is lower stock than a lot of general release Kobe's we've seen lately. It's still high nonetheless. On the other hand, demand is also very high on these. In just the last hour, they had a crazy amount of sale volume with these high prices, and that's saying a lot. And it makes sense. This is certainly one of the more unique Kobe colorways we've seen by far. Even the skeleton Air Force 1s had good demand, so a Kobe model should perform well with them too. Kobe 5 nonetheless, one of the higher demand models of Kobe's. With that said, I would expect all sizes to be profitable if you have no tax, but if you do have tax, stick to sizes 11.5 and above and don't expect a good margin still. And if you have no tax and you cop a big size, then you should be able to make some decent profit. Or if you do have tax, try to sell these off platforms. Kobe's are usually pretty easy local sales. This way, you could avoid the seller fees. Currently, sizes 8 to 12 in men's are at an average of $256. Now, after they drop, we often see a positive impulsivity effect where prices may jump 5 to 10% on many sneakers. When it comes to these, I am expecting a positive impulsivity effect. I think they're a bit oversold right now, with tons already in circulation from pre-sellers, and based on how prior basic general release Kobe's have bricked, I think a lot of people are underestimating these. Hence, I'd expect around a 5% increase post-drop. This could hypothetically leave the average for sizes 8 to 12 at $281. Now, let's discuss what price will look like once these shipments go out in the 2 to 3 week range. During this period, the vast majority of pairs will all be going in circulation. Normally, we see a 10% decrease in value. Assuming the typical case, that could potentially leave these around $253 on average for sizes 8 to 12. Now that the average price range at those points in time are evident, let's discuss whether they're expected to increase from the post-shipment prices or even continue to decrease. Now, often Kobe's do tend to appreciate pretty well, and this is certainly a very unique colorway. Seems like all Kobe 5s tend to appreciate really well, aside from some really bad colorways, and even those did appreciate a little bit, like the gold undefeated Kobe's, while the rest of them tend to appreciate pretty well. Skeleton Air Force 1s, the prior skeleton colorways we've seen, appreciated in the black and white versions, but not on the others, the orange and purple ones, which doesn't surprise me because those were bricks from the start. With that said, I would expect these to appreciate over time and potentially be one of the better Kobe's in general to hold as of the latest releases. Now finally, regarding the hold margin on these, essentially, are they going to be worth your time even if they do increase in value? We've seen some pretty substantial increases over time on prior Kobe 5s, and any of those would have returned a super impressive ROI. Even if we see a more conservative increase with these, considering they're starting pretty low in value, it leaves a lot of room, at least for a decent ROI. So hypothetically, to achieve a 30% ROI, which is really good, we would need to get to 330. And I think that's pretty possible one day in the future based on how high the prior colorways are. Kobe's in general tend to be some of the most reliable sneakers to hold, hence I'd rate these above average at 7 out of 10, a really solid hold overall. So if you're watching this before the drop, good luck, and check out the free alerts in the free Discord with the link below, or you could also join the free group there, and you could also get some free Chick-fil-A meals there too. Check it out. Also, just to know in general, for anyone considering holding any items, if you have low capital, you should never hold anything in general. If you don't have sufficient capital to go for as many drops as possible at your full potential without holding back. If you need money to go for all drops, try to sell these as soon as possible. Let me know what you guys are doing with your pairs in the comments below, since this is a discussion at the end of the day. I can't predict the future. That's just my personal analysis based on the data that I've acknowledged. We have a lot of brilliant minds watching right now, so I implore you to leave your notions below. With that though, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day.